Over the years, our economy has seen the rise of several national and international groundbreaking enterprises. Companies that boosted their sector, explored new markets, or made radical strategic changes. These businesses create new value and feature as a motor for societal change. The people behind those stories of success, the heroic entrepreneurs, are usually held in high regard. Yet, what's the reason for their success? And how do they manage to make a difference? What entrepreneurial competences are essential to create a successful enterprise, and which competences should you focus on when assembling a team? In order to answer those questions, we turn to a large body of economic literature. Already from the early 18th century onwards, entrepreneurial activities were described as risks due to uncertainty, cantillon. Risk has been an essential concept in entrepreneurship ever since, as what distinguishes heroic entrepreneurs from non-entrepreneurs is their ability to make decisions that involve a degree of risk. Meet Jeff, an entrepreneur. Instead of choosing a job with a fixed wage at an oil company, Jeff decides to start his own enterprise in sustainable solar energy. Of course, this means that all costs are on his account, without a guarantee that his enterprise will raise substantial revenues. In other words, Jeff is taking a risk. But it is a risk worth taking, because if his enterprise works out, he is the one who earns all the profits. This risk appetite is a first central entrepreneurial competence, which translates into a number of specific personality traits, such as consistency, persuasiveness, unconditionality, and a goal-orientated approach. During the 20th century, the concept of risk appetite was linked to the idea of innovation. Whether or not innovation works as a motor for societal change depends on the creation of the right opportunities. Schumpeter. Later, it was pointed out that even the mere detection of these opportunities is a skill in itself. The fact that many groundbreaking enterprises have an actual impact on the world is thanks to the entrepreneurs behind these businesses, who have an eye for creating or detecting new opportunities. Jeff, the entrepreneur, started his sustainable solar energy enterprise because he noticed that no such thing existed in the area. His company enabled people to access sustainable energy close to home. The fact that Jeff was the first to start a business like this in the area counts as an opportunity detection. Still, a few years later, several entrepreneurs had followed Jeff's example and started a similar enterprise of their own, thus creating competition between the different businesses. How can Jeff make sure his enterprise stands out from the others? Opportunity creation. Jeff decides to offer his clients an innovative platform, meaning that those people who do not have a suitable roof can rent a roof for the installation of solar panels. That way, he addresses a new customer market and allows those people to invest in solar energy. The competing enterprises have not yet taken this step, which means that Jeff has successfully created a new competitive advantage for himself. The second central entrepreneurial competence is to act on opportunities. The ideal climate for entrepreneurs to work in is a mix of risk and opportunities. If the two central entrepreneurial competences that were mentioned before match with a number of personal qualities, all ingredients are there for a successful story of entrepreneurship. But is that enough? In order to create a successful business, you need more than just a healthy dose of risk appetite and an effective opportunity management. A good idea never exists on its own. It's reliant on various outside factors, such as timing, cultural context, client needs, and legal framework. Let's return to Jeff the entrepreneur again. Would it have been a good idea to opt for bioenergy instead of solar energy when he first started the enterprise? Jeff knew the product and the market well enough and saw potential in launching a business in bioenergy. Still, bioenergy was not that common at the time, and probably the demand would have been too low. Moreover, an enterprise in bioenergy requests a larger investment in technology and know-how. The opportunity was there, but Jeff realized that within this specific context, solar energy would be a better and safer option. As an entrepreneur, your goal is to sell. In order to do so, you need to interact with your surroundings. That's why it's important to understand how society works and how the area you work in or the sector you belong to functions. A good entrepreneur always thinks about how the enterprise will fit within this larger context. If you want your business to succeed, you need to involve your direct environment or send out a clear message about what values you are creating for your clients. In order to become an entrepreneur with a successful enterprise, you not only need to show the central entrepreneurial competences of risk appetite and opportunity management, but you also need to be able to connect with the outside world. In order to do so, an entrepreneur needs to be skilled in 3 additional competence categories: personal abilities, creative thinking, and interpersonal skills. Personal abilities, such as self-reliance, analytical and synthetical skills, help you to understand your surroundings and design a business plan that works within this specific context. Creative thinking means the ability to solve problems in an effective way. You use the knowledge that you have gained and apply your creative and innovative thinking in such a way that it stimulates your enterprise to be innovative, to be unique, and to differentiate. Interpersonal skills are important to lead all members of the team into the same direction, to mobilize the external network, and to send out a clear and articulate message to the outside world. One single person rarely shows great competence in all 3 categories. History teaches us that the majority of groundbreaking companies were not led by one single entrepreneur, but by a team of complementary profiles. The synthetical model emphasizes the importance of complementary competences. Although the central entrepreneurial competences are essential to a successful enterprise, an entrepreneur should always look out for people with additional competences in order to create an even better functioning enterprise.